So today we're at the AI for Good Global Summit in Geneva, and I've managed to get a wonderful guest from the other side of the world with us today, Janet Wiles. And she is from the University of Queensland and has got a pretty interesting project. On Digitel Talk, we spotlight entrepreneurs, leaders and innovators using digital tech and telecoms to drive global impact in a changing world. Uncovering the unexpected, spotlighting hidden gems, and sharing inspiring stories that shine a light on the most transformative corners of our industry. Thank you for joining us on the podcast.
It's a pleasure.
Do you mind just introducing yourself and tell us a bit more about the project?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. I work in human-centred computing at the University of Queensland on a project called the Florence Project. So we are working with people who live with dementia to design technology that supports communication. So I don't know how much you know about dementia and also about the kind of things people design in technology. A lot of the technology that's designed for people living with dementia is never used. It monitors, it turns into smart homes, it monitors what they do, but that doesn't help them achieve their goals. And a lot of technology is bought by their children or grandchildren to keep them safe. But you know yourself, your technology doesn't just support your safety, it supports your life and your goals. So how do we design things people want? One way is to bring people who live with dementia onto your design team. And that's what we've done. So over the last 10 years, we have worked with a team of 20 people, a changing group over time due to medical reasons often, but people who live with dementia and their care partners to work with us on what kind of technology would they like to have designed, and then to guide the design processes and to create different kinds of technologies. We focus particularly on communication. So communication is one of the things that often breaks down due to dementia. People often no longer use smartphones. They often stop using their computer. And over time, it gets more difficult. So we want to keep communication, particularly people living in the community, to stay connected to their family, their friends, their carers, and to make life go well, each day go well, both for the person who lives with dementia to achieve their goals and also for their carers. Because if you've ever looked after someone with dementia, it's a challenging role.
Today's episode is sponsored by IFG Consulting Europe, who help operators to tap into technologies to accelerate digitization of the network, drive revenues, and reduce costs by championing promising software providers. Go to ifgconsultingeurope.com to find out more.
So is this a personal project in that sense? Has it touched you in some way?
Yes, my mother lives with dementia. I started the project long before she was diagnosed. I worked with a language centre, so my background is computer science for my PhD, psychology for my postdoc, so across both.
Boy, that's an interesting cocktail.
Yeah, and then I worked developing technology for a language centre, and we started working on the project, the Dementia Project. It's not just one person, there's a big team behind this. Occupational therapy, interaction design. We design both hardware and software. And over the last 10 years, AI, particularly speech recognition, has improved enormously. And that's radically changed what we do.
And how big a problem is this dementia, would you say? Can you quantify it?
Yeah, it's massive. 1 in 3 people are likely to develop dementia in their life worldwide. So in Australia, there's a very large percentage of the population who will, at some stage, be living with dementia. People live with dementia in the community for up to 20 years before they go into care. And what you want is to make the quality of life as high as possible, and also to extend the ability for their family and carers to support them and for them to live sometimes independently, sometimes with family, sometimes in supported care. And here at the Global Summit, we're meeting people from all over the world who are supporting people either in families in their own homes or supporting people who live by themselves or perhaps with one family member.
I think also interesting observation, you made me think of the fact that, of course, in Western societies we're also tend not to live together and people are really isolated as beyond single home dwellings or single occupancy dwellings is quite prevalent. So actually being able for people to communicate and stay in touch is another part of the puzzle of trying to keep people able to live independently.
Yeah, and quite often family members are trying to keep people connected by buying them technology and trying to train them in how to use it. And it's the wrong approach because quite often our technology is focused on what people can't do. It's looking at their deficits. If they have a memory problem, it'll be some reminder system. If they have a problem with a smartphone, it'll be trying to train them to use a smartphone. It doesn't work. You look at the strengths people have, and in dementia, you've got multiple different systems. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone's strengths are different. So you design technology that enables them to use what they already know how to use and use it effectively to keep communication strong.
So where are you with the project in the sense of, have you got any sort of real scenarios where you've created some impact and extended people's ability to live, even in trial phases? What have you been able to achieve so far?
Yeah, so where we're up to in the project is we have been working a lot on the methodology. When you work with people with dementia as part of your design team, you have to radically change how you do design. So a lot of it has been the design process. We have developed 4 or 5 devices that have been manufactured by a local manufacturer to give us prototypes to test. We haven't done a scaled version of them yet because we want to be able to test them and refine them. We'll go through another iteration phase. As I mentioned, we have 20 people who live with dementia or their care partners who work with us who want to do a trial around these devices. Not everybody wants the same sorts of technology. Some want a music machine, some want a daily diary reminder system. We have a local social media circle. It's not Facebook, it's just something that's unique to the family. And then we have a little camera that enables them to take photos in an old-fashioned way, but inside it has the technology that uploads to their social media group. So they have given advice around these. They have helped us with designing. We're up to the stage where the next stage is to try and get the next tranche of funding to do a pilot test, and then we would like to go to a clinical trial.
So if there are any investors out there listening to this podcast, you'd be interested?
We'd be interested if they want to get in touch, yes.
I'll maybe jump to one of the questions later on. What role do you think the telecom operators can play? Do you think that they can, we are talking about, as you say, in the wider sense, connectivity and communication. But do you think they have a role to play in your project?
They have a very important role to play because the telephone is one of the main ways we have connected over the last 100 years. And with AI, people are becoming disconnected from the telephones they know how to use. So we need simpler phones and phones that people can use. And things like phones that build on people's strengths are critically part of the design. You need to design software and hardware together with people who then have preferences for how they would use it.
And we're at the AI for Good Summit. What brought you here? I believe it's not your first year here either, right?
We got invited to talk about the project last year, and then we invited ourselves back this year because we had such a good time last year. We made some really great connections, and this year it's even better. It's been amazing talking to people. We also, since last year, have got the prototypes. So we brought the prototypes. We can demonstrate our AI system to people. And we've met people from all over the world, from government, physios, people on the front line, and lots of people who live with dementia in their families who can see, they give us advice, they give us insights, they give us stories, and they really want this to succeed.
Yeah, well, it's a good place to be. I think Geneva's a beautiful place, so hopefully you find some time to also visit this beautiful country, Switzerland, as well over the time. And other than, let's say, this great work that you're doing, is there some particular pressing issue which you think sort of has to be resolved or sort of takes up some of your mind, going forward? Have you got something that sort of bothers you, or let's say you feel should be a priority?
Yeah, so one of my passionate causes is human-centered AI. So designing AI that recognizes that we are part of social groups. It's not just you and one piece of technology. It's you, your group, and how AI enables people to connect it's not just you connecting to the AI, it's you connecting to your community. AI changes the balance of power, it changes the inequalities. It can exacerbate them or it can mitigate them. Human-centered AI aims to use AI to support how we live as individuals and as social groups.
That's a wonderful initiative, and I think it's the first we've had someone use that one, but it's a very, very valid and laudable one as well. One more thing we like to do as a final sort of question is to offer our guests to do a shout out for someone or a group of people doing good. Do you have someone in mind?
Oh, yes. So our project was transformed when an amazing duo, Associate Professor Jackie Little is an occupational therapist, and she joined our project at the same time as interaction designer, Dr. Peter Worthy, and the two came on board and transformed everything we do 2 years into our project. Jackie recruited our 20 people who live with dementia as part of our expert reference team, and Pete designs the technologies based on the kinds of things they tell us.
Worthy shout out. So congratulations to them. So you are now part of the Digital Talk family and community. Thank you for joining us on this podcast.
Thank you for the opportunity to talk to you.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to rate us and subscribe, and feel free to follow us on LinkedIn. And if you have comments or ideas for future episodes, please send us an email. Thanks for being part of the Digitel Talk community and for listening. Stay tuned.